guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new or simply not yet subscribed, I'm Brittany, and definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. Congratulations to Bree Games for winning the giveaway. Before we dive into today's topic, I do want to kind of put a disclaimer that this is a really heavy topic and it could be triggering to some of you. I know it's definitely triggering with me while I was doing research for it, but I think it's also one that is so important to talk about. With that being said, we're going to dive right in. Located in South Dakota is one of the largest Indian reservations in the country. And this is known as the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. The reservation is home to the Oglala Lakota tribe and has a really tragic history. It's the site where hundreds of Lakota people would be killed during the Wounded Knee Massacre. It's also one of the poorest counties in the United States. But this is also where a terrifying entity has made its home. Walking Sam is described as a tall, thin skeleton of a man, dark as night. He has these long, gangly limbs and no mouth. He wears a black top hat and has the souls of his victims dangling from his arms. He lives in the woods, and you can tell that he's coming to you or that he's around because you'll hear him whistling through the trees. But by then, it's too late because Walking Sam has already entered your mind, and soon you will start to hear voices telling you that you're worthless and that you should even take your own life. But what if Walking Sam isn't just an urban legend? The origin of him is said to be hundreds of years old, not completely traceable because it's been passed down orally by Native American tribes. Walking Sam is closely linked to the Stick Indians, or shadow people. Stick Indians are known to be malevolent, and they're these dangerous beings that live in the forest. Some tribes say they look like Native Americans, while others call them little people, and others say they resemble Bigfoot. But regardless of their descriptions of how they look, each tribe has similar things in common about these Stick Indians, such as they are hardly ever seen, and they're almost completely nocturnal, and that their language isn't like anything that you would recognize. They sound like birds talking to each other or other animals. Stick Indians have the tendency to keep to themselves and are said to only act out when they're provoked. But they're vindictive and they will get revenge when they feel wronged. They have the power of mental persuasion, which allows them to cause dread, confusion, anxiety, even make you go instantly insane. Indians are incredibly respected, but also feared by the tribe, so it's rare that you will actually come in contact with anybody willing to talk about them. And Walking Sam is said to be the most powerful among them. In 2015, Walking Sam decided he wanted to remind people of his existence, that he would not be forgotten. At this point, the reservation had a total of just under 17,000 people living in it. From December of the previous year up until May, there would be 103 attempts of people trying to take their own lives on the reservation. A total of 9 people between the ages of 12 and 24 would succeed, many of them dying by hanging. Another witness would come forward claiming that just within a 3-month time frame, there would be a total of 241 attempts within just 3 months. In February 2015, there would be an alarming Facebook post that a parent would report to Oglala Sioux Tribe Vice President Thomas Porbear. And it was this photo of nooses hanging from a tree near Porcupine, which is a community that consists of about 1,000 people. Tribal police would remove 4 nooses, but they believed that they were placed as an invitation which is so disturbing. Teens gathered in a wooded area just outside of the town of Pine Ridge, where they would try to hang themselves. Fortunately, Pastor John Tubles received a tip and was able to stop them before anyone was harmed. Teachers were also able to step in and stop students before they would harm themselves. These teens would be counseled, and the common thread amongst them was that they had all talked to the presence of a tall man's spirit who had told them to do it. John Yellowbird Steele would be forced to declare a state of emergency. Some believe Walking Sam targets young people because they are more susceptible to his tricks, while others think that he's not necessarily malicious, but just looking for companionship, definitely going about it the wrong way. But regardless of if that is the case, it's not okay. I believe that Walking Sam is a physical manifestation of the hurt and the trauma that the Lakota tribe goes through daily. Regardless of whether or not you believe in the legend of Walking Sam, the people in this region take the threat of him very seriously, as you should. 1 or 2 people seeing him might be a coincidence, but hundreds of people seeing him and then feeling compelled to do this, I feel like that's a little bit far past coincidence. Things like this are obviously very traumatic and very terrible, especially an entity that makes you feel this type of dread and is pushing you to do this horrible thing. I think the thing that speaks the most about this legend being true is how many people in such a short time period in one area, along with the way that they were going about it and what they said that they saw that was telling them to do it. These things should never be taken lightly. And having been in a place like that myself, I feel like I can definitely speak to that. I promise you that no matter how horrible you feel, you will not always feel like this. No matter what you are going through, it won't always be like this. I mean, I've lost several people in my life. I've lost both of my parents, and I'm only 28. On top of that, I've dealt with really bad depression and had postpartum depression and, had several years where I feel like I just can't get up. But that doesn't mean that that's the answer. No matter how many times life beats you down, it doesn't mean that's the answer. If you or anyone in your life is having these dark thoughts or going through a hard time, know that help is always available. You can contact the National Suicide Prevention Hotline 24/7 for free confidential support at 1-800-273-8255. Know that you have a purpose, and no matter how alone you feel or how bad you think life might be right now, you're not alone. And it won't always be like this, and your life is worth it. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.